Okay, welcome to New York Sofalites. I am here with my oldest friend, one of whom is my sister, and the other of whom is, I guess, the daughter of my godmother, so kind of a pseudo sister.
Is it a god sister? Is that a thing?
God sister, yes, that's kind of a thing. So Stephanie, my sister, hello. Rachel, my god sister, hello.
Hello.
And welcome to New York Sofalites. We're all super happy to be here and talk about fun stuff. There's a lot going on in the world, and we have a lot to say about it. Today, I think we have some interesting stuff to talk about. I think that includes the Met Gala, so that's upcoming. We talked a little bit about it last week. Um, I know Stephanie's been kind of in a deep dive with it this week or so. But yeah, so what's going on with everyone's life before we jump into that? Anything we want to discuss? Sophalite news?
Well, in
Sofalite news.
in very recent Sofalite news, my attic is just now newly hornet free. So
Yay! But the
Yay!
attic is also her recording studio, so it's important. Yes.
it's very important. It's my Cloffice recording studio. I discovered a live hornet, a huge live hornet was discovered in here earlier today. He has since met his end, and then I discovered like several other like little hornet corpses scattered about the
Rude.
place.
Ugh, we love a
Telling you.
hornet-free
Yeah.
Cloffice.
Yes.
So did you find a nest up there or just a bunch hanging out so far?
I mean, I haven't looked for a nest. I don't really
Yeah,
wanna. I'm
yeah.
gonna call the guy tomorrow.
Can I just say, like, I hear your pain, and that very much sucks. However,
Oh no. Is this gonna be a
speaking,
pro hornet take? I don't know if I'm
no,
prepared.
Yeah,
no, no,
what
no,
is
no.
gonna happen?
I'm speaking as a clothes horse who has too many clothes, and
Oh.
at least you're not dealing with a clothing moth infestation.
Yes, well, this was a
True.
big topic of discussion because, like, all of our clothes are up here, and Emmanuel was like, "What should I do?" And I was like, "Well, get the Raid." But then we were like, "We can't spray Raid because all of our clothes are up here."
What a bummer.
So
Yeah.
Mm.
it was, yeah, a manual
Ugh.
removal of
Okay.
the live hornet.
That is one plus to having a husband around where they can.
Except one that doesn't believe in killing things, so
Oh
Oh yeah.
no. So you're the hornet killer in your house.
well, I'm just saying he will kill things, but he also tries to use that as a reason to just spray pesticides everywhere, inside and outside, and so then we don't have to kill anything. But I'm like,
Mm.
those can kill us.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, are you not still killing them though if
Yeah,
you're
isn't that
using the
kind of kill them?
pesticides?
Yeah.
Feel like it's the difference between I was gonna make a bad joke and I'm just
Well,
gonna
go
end it right
ahead.
there. No.
Okay.
Not today. Don't bring
Not
that evil to this
today, not
podcast.
today. Not today, not today. I don't want the far right coming clamoring for our newborn podcast.
No, this isn't for you, far right.
So, all
Feel
right,
free
you
to
can
log off.
leave.
It's out of the womb, okay?
Yeah.
It's been birthed. You
It's
can't
no longer your
you
concern.
can't abort it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Did anything less violent happen in anyone else's life this week?
Let's see. No, nothing as exciting as last week for sure. It was much more low key.
What was
Yeah.
exciting last week? Oh, the Pope died.
Yeah, and I met Jake Johnson and went on a
Oh yeah.
fire truck.
Yeah. And I found out who Jake versus Jack Johnson are,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was very important. I got my nails done, so I feel like I have a whole new personality now.
Barbie
Oh,
pink, I love it.
love it.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks. It's the only way I can keep myself from biting and ripping my cuticles while I work. So,
Oh, ew.
yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, little less violent than killing insects.
I feel like the
Well,
Gretchen's
insects
looking at
deserve
me
it.
like, what is wrong with
no,
you?
I just I feel like I've teased you about this my whole life, so I'm not saying anything. Oh, it's just like, don't do
Well,
it.
I
Don't
found
do
a
it.
solution.
Good. I'm
Acrylic
glad.
nails.
It's a good solution. But
They're
all
not
right.
cheap, and I hate the process of sitting there and having someone else touch my hands while I can't use them. But
Mm.
once it's all over,
Yeah,
I'm not biting
manicure
them.
manicures kind of give me anxiety, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I love a
Yeah.
manicure. I
Yeah.
love
I
it.
just feel bad. I'm like, you don't need to touch my hands. You don't need to touch my feet. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's their job. They trained for this. They
I know. I just feel
Yeah.
hopefully
so
have
bad.
chosen
I'm
this as
like,
their
I'm sorry you
career.
have to touch my feet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's like,
Well, I've been there enough times now that like I know the people, they know me well enough to be like, "Hey, like how's your mom? How's your husband?"
oh,
And
that's nice.
I've also seen people be really rude and get thrown out.
Get thrown
So I'm
out?
like,
That's
yeah,
wild.
yeah. So
Well,
I'm like, you know what? I don't feel bad because I'm one of their nicer customers, clearly.
oh.
One of their more pleasant customers. So
What do you have to do to get thrown out of a nail salon?
there was this lady that was fighting with her nail technician about like how she wanted white nails and it wasn't like white enough for her. She's like, this doesn't look white. This doesn't look white. And like they were just, and the nail technician is like, well, this is what you picked and blah blah blah. And the person that owns it like listened to it go on for a couple minutes and then they were like, just get out of here. Just get out. If you
My
don't like
Go
it,
want your
go.
business.
my God.
Good for them.
Oh my God.
Just like that. And she's like, you are very rude. I am going to leave. And he's like, I told you to. And it's just like a whole thing.
Is this in New Jersey?
Of course,
I'm
it's
just
in New
asking.
Jersey.
I guess it sounds like a New Jersey, yeah.
Sounds
I
very New Jersey.
Driving to Pennsylvania 40 minutes away to get my
I
nails
don't
done?
know. I
No.
mean, last time I got my nails done, I was in New York City. Maybe this is why I don't get my nails done, because I had a traumatic experience. But
Oh
it
no.
wasn't about me. Well, I just feel like I should have stepped up more. But so I found this like, non-toxic uh salon in the Lower East Side. I'm like, I'm gonna go get my nails done like one day. I think it was like Valentine's Day and I wasn't doing anything. I'm like, I'm just gonna go do like a self-care thing. And so I go down there and it's fine, I just feel bad. People have to touch my feet and stuff, so that's how I am. And then they do my nails. I'm waiting for them to like dry under the machine. And some dude is just walking. I'm next to the window that's on the street. Some
Oh.
dude just like pushes this old lady over right in front of the window. And
Oh
I
my
go,
God.
"Oh my God," like that. And then everyone's like, "What?" And I'm like, "He just pushed her over." And I was like, do I need to move? What do I do? And this other lady like jumped up and like went outside and like helped the lady. But I should have just gotten up, but I was just like frozen there with my hands under the baking thing.
No, you did the
Yeah.
right thing. You brought it
Um,
to someone's attention whose fingernails weren't baking,
and the lady
and
went
they
out
dealt with
there.
it.
Yeah, she was really nice. Like the lady went there was like kind of nice and badass. She was like, it's my birthday. I don't want to hit anyone, but I would have gone off after him if she wanted me to. And like she was like a well-dressed, like, New York lady. It was
I
funny. Yeah, it was funny. Um,
It's my birthday
so
and I don't want to hit anyone, but I
yeah.
would have.
Yeah, if she wanted me to go after him, I would have gone after him. I asked her, and she said no.
That lady
Um,
was an ally.
yeah, yeah. And I loved it. And then but that
Happy
feels so bad.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, everyone. Um, but then when I left, I always feel so bad about people having to touch my hands and feet. So I just like I tip like a lot. So it
Well,
ends up
that's
being like
good.
double what I what it was supposed to cost. And the lady when I left was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for this giant."
Well,
I
so
was
they
like, "Yeah," but I also was very poor, so like I mean, that's probably why I go like at once every 5 years because I can only afford it once every 5 years. But
Okay, so I have a couple of follow-up questions.
okay.
Is a non-toxic mani-pedi more expensive than like a normal like fumes are gonna kill you mani-pedi?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was a New York City mani-pedi, so it was like,
Okay.
a little bit on the high end of New York City mani-pedi. But they didn't do gels because they're like toxic and stuff. But
The gels are
you know,
toxic. Okay.
I guess. I don't know. But maybe it was gel. Maybe it was like natural gel. Don't ask me.
Natural gel. Did
Yes,
it
that's all I know.
last? Did like the manicure, like the fancy non-toxic manicure last as well as a regular manicure, do you think would have?
I mean, honestly, with my that's the other thing about me getting my nails done. It's like everyone's like, "Oh, the gels are gonna last so long." They don't last that long for me. Like after like 3 days, I'm like, "Yeah, it's chipping."
Oh, even with
And
a
Really?
gel?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Huh.
And like I remember I had a boyfriend who like gifted me a gel mani pedi, and he's like, "Yeah, I heard the gel is like supposed to be better, and I know you like work with your hands." And I go, and like 2 days later, it was chipping. And he's like, "I thought they were supposed to last longer." I'm like, "I don't know. This is what
I
I
have
got."
heard people say that. I mean, it probably has to do with like, the chemical
Yeah,
makeup naturally of like your nails and like the
yeah,
texture and
yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
whatever that stuff is made of.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So I don't think they like lasted any shorter, but I haven't had like great experience with gel.
sure.
So yeah. But
Gotcha.
anyway, so that's the last time I got my nails done. It was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Probably should go back one day.
I mean, I hope that lady is okay. I feel
I
like the
know.
trauma didn't really have anything to do with the manicure itself, so you're probably okay. I don't think you'll be
Yeah,
triggered if you go
yeah,
back.
that's
Yeah, you
true.
don't need to associate that
That's
trauma
true.
with, I mean, you could have just associated it with anything else that day, like being in New York
Yeah.
City, but I guess
Yeah.
it's now associated with the manicure.
Yeah. It was just
Mm.
funny, like staring out the window, like, oh yeah, like just looking out the window at the New York City street, like what a nice like day. And then some dude just
Then
like it's
bam.
just like, oh my God, that was awful. Oh my God. Oh
Who just
yeah.
like pushes over an old lady?
I don't know.
Even in New York, like, come on.
I mean, I've
No.
been walking in New York in the very nice area where my aunt lives. And I remember I was like laughing to myself because I was listening to a podcast or something, and some guy came right up to me and was like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "No," and like kind of like pushed and I was like right next to the doorman who I know, and
What did
like
the doorman do?
I think they were inside still, so they didn't do anything,
No.
so I was
They
fine.
were
But
keeping an eye on you, though.
yeah, yeah, but I was like, wow, there's nowhere I can go, and then like also right next to that place. Um, some guy also said to me, "Can you?" It's like, "I want you to cross the street. I don't feel safe." And I said,
To
"Okay,
you?
yeah." And I said, "Okay." And I kept walking on the like where I was. He's like, "Did you not hear me? I don't feel safe. You need to cross the street." And I was like, "Okay." And he kept walking, and then like let him go in front of me basically because I didn't want him behind me. And then like just went the other way. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like
Mm-mm.
it
And
sounds like
he didn't seem
Strange.
high. He didn't. It was like he was acting normal. It was very weird. I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like that's not normal behavior.
No, I know, but
Like,
everything else was like level-headed.
don't
Anyways,
come for us crazy New Yorkers.
speaking of New York, the Mets, which is
Yes,
nice.
the
Yeah.
most New York event of the
Yeah.
year.
Yes. Um,
Yes.
so Stephanie, do you have anything do you wanna prep us on the Met Gala at all?
Yeah, I've been looking into a little bit about the history of the Met Gala, and its first event was right after World War II in 1948, and it was held as a benefit for the Costume Institute, which was then not a part of the Met Museum, although it is now. And tickets were $50.
So what is that
So
in today's
affordable.
money?
So
It's
in
still
today's
pretty affordable.
money, yeah, so in today's
Yeah.
money it would have been $663.
Hmm.
So not out of the realm of possibility for a lot of people, although prices have certainly grown since then.
Does it
Um,
wait, I have a question.
mm,
This is a stupid question. I guess I always like people are invited to it. So I thought it was like a party you have to be invited to. But you have to pay to go if you're invited.
Yes.
And if you're invited and don't go, is it like a wedding where you have to just like send a gift? Like,
No. I think, first of all, if you're invited, you go. But
yeah.
like if you can't, like, so the people who are invited and are not buying tickets, they're the guests of the people who like bought the tables or whatever.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, and the guest list is like highly, highly curated. Anna Wintour has final say on the guest list. But like for instance, LeBron James is the honorary co-chair this year. He may not be able to go because his basketball team may be in some kind of playoff situation.
Ah,
So
yes.
like
Basketball.
I'm sure he still is contributing, but depending on how good his team does, he may not be able to attend.
So I have a question. Maybe you can, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, Stephanie. So if I am, if you're gonna get to this, tell me to stop. But
Okay.
what does Anna Wintour? Why does she get control of the Met and the costume gala? This is not owned by Condé Nast. It's not owned by Vogue. Like, why is she the person?
So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the logistics are, but I do know that in the 70s, the first theme occurred in 1971, I believe, and its first theme was fashion plate. And I think that Diana Vreeland, who was then the editor of Vogue, was involved in the Met Gala and started to, I think she was going there, and I don't know if she did the first theme. But I
Okay,
think that
maybe.
Vogue started to like edge their way in at some point
Okay.
in the late 60s and 70s.
So it could be more tradition than anything, just collaboration, collaborative tradition or something.
I think that the Anna Wintour era started in 1995, I think was the first year that she was a co-chair. And she just, I think, is like quite passionate about it and is quite good at it and had a vision for, like taking it from being like what was probably started out as kind of like a regular charity gala situation where like a committee would put it together, like a committee of like, concerned rich people would put it together. And then it really, as we now know, has spiraled into something completely wild.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to be kind of normal outfits with maybe one or two people being a little weird, but that was about it, right?
Oh.
And I don't even think, if you look back at the late 90s, there wasn't a lot of kind of out there dressing either, or even necessarily theme dressing all the time. There was just for some, but I remember like Amber Valletta wearing, I remember this distinctly, and I don't know what year it was, but I remember seeing her wearing like a Marie Antoinette type wig at one event, and I was like, why is she doing that? Like no one else is doing that. And I was a kid, but I remember seeing that in Vogue, and um, so I don't think it was crazy until maybe the mid 2000, like the aughts. I don't know. Stephanie, sorry, I'm taking over this history. You need to keep going.
Well,
Put this on track.
okay, so Diana Vreeland was editor of Vogue from, let me check, I just had this up. So she was editor in chief of Vogue from 1963 to 1971. But she separated from the magazine in 1971. And in 1972, she was still involved in the Met Gala and poured a lot of her creative, imaginative energy, which apparently was limitless, into other things like the Met Gala. And so she, according to this Vogue article that I'm looking at from earlier this year, they say the famously extravagant Vreeland had been let go from her position at Vogue, so she channeled her eccentricities into crafting and curating exhibitions from 1972 to 1989, which I think is when she passed away.
Hmm.
So, her 1973 exhibition, The World of Balenciaga, garnered a lot of attention. I believe that Balenciaga had just passed away, so it was used as a way to celebrate his work, and it says in later years, Vreeland also called upon her anyone who's anyone Rolodex. There's a word I haven't heard in a while to amplify the event. So Jackie Kennedy served as co-chair in 1976 and 1977. And that's when I think it really started to blow up as like a CNBC type of event. So after that, I believe that it was Pat Buckley, who was a Canadian, took over for Diana Vreeland. She was a socialite, and one of her charitable causes was the Costume Institute, so she was very involved in that. And I think, um, like you said, Rachel, Anna Wintour, the Anna Wintour Met Gala years have been from 1995 to present, so that's like 30 years as of this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
long time.
I don't know if this is like accurate, but in the Wikipedia thing that I was looking at, she was not listed as a 1996 co-chair, but then she like was listed as a co-chair every year after that. I don't know if that's accurate, but I feel
Interesting.
like canonically 1995 was like the first year of like her reign.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what they're
Yes.
saying, and it says excluding the years of 1996,
Ah,
co-chaired by then Harper's Bazaar editor-in-chief Liz Tilberis in 1998, where it was co-chaired by Lucia Prada, Paula Cusi, and Pia Getty. Wintour has co-chaired every one since 1995.
so it's basically her show at this point.
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
And she has what I would say is reputed to be a high touch on everything about the Met Gala, from
Mm-hmm.
the guest list to what specific guests are going to wear and who is allowed to, which table purchasers are allowed to invite which celebrities,
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just,
She has the final say in everything, from what I understand.
which I really love. Like, and I love that it's all for charity. She's like, you're going to do what I say. You're also going to give $350,000 to
And
charity.
it's all for charity.
I
So
really love this energy.
Anna Wintour.
Anna Wintour, what a treasure.
Yes. I was gonna say an
So
American
yeah,
classic, but she's British. So
a British American
yeah.
classic.
She might as well be American at this point. Like I don't know anyone who's more New York than Anna Wintour.
I know, right?
Um,
I know, right? I think around 2004, I read, is when things started to get really, as far as costuming, outfits and stuff, things got like really, started to get really over the top. So 2004, the theme was dangerous liaisons, fashion and furniture into the 18th century. Who doesn't love that?
was that the
And
Amber Valletta year?
yeah, and that
Oh,
was when
okay.
Amber Valletta showed up in a Marie Antoinette style kind of headdress and like deconstructed dress and corset, and it was very cool. And then a couple of years later, there was the Anglomania tradition and transgression in British fashion, which had one of my personal favorite looks. Alexander McQueen, may he rest in
Wait, can
peace,
I guess?
and Sarah Jessica
You didn't let
Parker
me guess. I was gonna guess
in
that.
their tartans.
But if I were a betting woman, Gretchen, I would have said that your best look of that year would have been co-chair Sienna Miller.
Oh, I do love this look. Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yes.
feel like, yeah, we can always count on you to
This
stand
is a
Sienna Miller.
classic.
It's a
This is
classic.
such a
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. For sure. Yeah. It was the reference to the movie and everything. Yeah. Um, uh,
Yes.
what was
I
the
know. I remember seeing this and thinking, like, how could someone possibly be so cool and
yeah.
beautiful? And
Hmm.
it's so unfair.
What was this 2005?
Was this
2006?
2006?
2006.
Oh my God. Seems like such a long time ago, but I definitely recall in 2006 when I was graduating high school that all of our like prom inspo came directly from this Met Gala.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I did wear a short goldish dress to my prom, so that probably influenced me as well. And I
Absolutely.
also love that Sienna Miller like wore this dress later for a night out.
Oh, she
Just
did?
randomly, I'm seeing this now. I don't know what year this was, but her hair is significantly longer, so she just wore it
I
with a
love that
jacket
for
over
her.
it. Yeah. Um, yeah, I love that.
So, can I wait, have we caught up in history on the Met Gala stuff?
Um, yeah, so I think we can start we can go into yeah, the more recent times and what a ticket to the gala costs these days and
Well,
stuff like that.
before we get into the logistics, I just want to ask kind of like to level set, what is your like Met Gala philosophy? Like, what do you like to see on the
Mm,
carpet? Do you want it to be as over the top as possible, or do we love like, you know, something kind of that kind of you could wear again, something like a Sienna Miller in 2006 that you could like
mhm,
put a jacket on and wear it out to dinner sometime?
I mean, I love that everybody brings their own twist to it. So I love that there are people that wear things that could in theory be worn again. And I love the avant-garde. I like to be surprised one way or the other, I
mhm,
guess. My least favorite surprise at a Met Gala was probably a couple of years ago when Kim Kardashian ripped Marilyn's dress, you know,
Did she rip
wearing
the dress or was it the one that
Oh,
was made for
she
her? She had
she
like a
ripped the
replica made for her.
she ripped the original. It was like all
Are
messed
we
up.
sure? Because like I feel like she didn't even zip it up all the way. That definitely didn't fit over her butt. That's why she had the fur.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm pretty sure she ripped it.
Yeah.
But,
I actually
you
didn't
know,
mind her wearing that. I was like, okay, I
I
get
thought it
it.
looked really
Yeah,
nice.
I was like, I get it. Yeah.
I just feel like it's like it should be in a museum somewhere. It
It
shouldn't.
is. It's at the Costume Institute at the
I
Met.
I
know.
know, but it
Yeah.
shouldn't also be on Kim Kardashian. Does she have to have
I understand the not wanting Kim Kardashian to wear it, but it fit very well with the theme. It looked pretty good on her. She was playing with the idea of like a sex icon, from different eras. I get it. I understand not wanting Kim Kardashian to touch it. I get it. But
It's not just her though. I don't want like anyone to touch it.
I know, but like
Right.
all of these costumes, all these dresses are gonna be in a museum one day. Like no one's gonna wear Tyla's Sleeping Beauty dress. It's just made out of sand. No one can wear it.
No.
Yeah,
How
it's
did they
gonna
get
go.
it off of her?
I don't even know how she got it on. She couldn't walk. She had to change. They had to lift her up the stairs.
I feel
So
like she may have had to have been like sprayed into that thing.
yeah, probably. Yeah,
Like her body was like powder
yeah,
coated
yeah.
somehow.
Makes sense. Anyways, go on, Stephanie. So you know what you don't like.
Well, I think she wore the dress on the red carpet, the original.
Mm,
But when she actually got to the event, like once she was at the top of the steps, she then took it off and changed into a replica.
mm,
Right. So no definitive news on whether the original ripped in the process. Because I could see going up those stairs, like that could be a moment that could rip a dress,
yeah,
like
for sure. Especially an
Yeah.
old dress that's fragile.
old dress and
Yeah.
stairs, you're moving all kinds of ways. But I
Yeah.
do remember them saying that like she couldn't zip it or didn't zip it or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way her butt fit in that. Like, I mean, it's not like nothing. No, I'm not body shaming at all. It's just like they don't have the same
Yeah,
shape
no,
body.
just different proportions.
Yeah, different. They don't have the
Yeah.
same shape body at all. It was, you know, but and also I mean, she didn't have to wear the original to get the effect, probably, but I get the desire, to wear it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
get it.
something that I do like about Kim Kardashian in particular is that she always really thinks about the
Mhm.
dress code in relation to the theme. And like, even if it's not necessarily a slam dunk, you always can understand her thought process. Probably
Yeah.
not hers, probably like her stylist
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
designers and
Yeah.
whoever. But you understand that there's a thought process there, even if it doesn't quite always hit,
Hmm.
which I
Yeah.
really
Hmm.
appreciate.
I
That kind of,
Hmm.
actually, yeah, no, I loved her camp dress. And I think that the Marilyn Monroe one, if Keeping Up with the Kardashians is to be believed, which I only saw a clip of this, I guess that was her idea. But I think the camp one
okay.
was really more a stylist idea because it was based off of Sophia Loren in this one movie, kind of emerging from the water. And so it's all drippy, and I loved that. I thought that suited her so well. It was like great for
It was
her.
such a good
Yeah,
dress. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
that was even more iconic in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Yeah, the wet
It
hair
was really
look.
unique. Yeah.
I actually
Yeah, the
like
wet look
camp.
was good.
Yeah, camp was probably my favorite one of recent years, to be
There
honest.
was a lot to recommend about the camp. I feel like that kind of really cemented like Met Gala dressing as like go as hard as you
Mm.
can and, make all the choices and like do all the things and like have your look be something fantastic. We want it to be talked about. And I feel like even though in the like years since the camp theme, people have kind of still continued to do that, even though like, camp begs to be over the top,
Yeah.
but everyone like has not come back down to like a normal level
That's a
Yeah, I
really
after
good
feel
that Met
like
point. That's a
Gala.
really good
I
point.
feel
Yeah.
that way too, like camp, and then it's just kept going like
Yeah, they were like,
Like,
how do
yeah.
we beat it? And
how do we
like
top that?
maybe that's great. Maybe that's what we love so much about like the
Yeah.
2020s Met Galas.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe camp is the underlying theme of every Met Gala since.
Yeah, that's such a good observation.
Yeah.
Was the Catholic imagery one the year after?
I think so.
Yeah, because
So
that still
I
felt
think
very
it might
camp.
have been the year before
Okay.
the heavenly
Heavenly
bodies.
Okay.
Bodies.
Yeah, because that one even felt a little bit campy, but
So
maybe it was
there were okay, so yeah, Heavenly Bodies was before camp.
okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like people really ran with the Catholicism thing in kind of
Hmm.
like a really fun, subversive way, which like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping that Anna Wintour was hoping that everybody would do. I
Yeah.
mean, Rihanna
Yeah.
showing up with the Pope hat on is
Yeah.
one of my favorite Met
Yeah.
Gala moments
That's
of
so
all
true.
time.
That's so
It's
true.
amazing.
Like
I
the
wonder.
Pope hat and a mini micro and
Oh, love it.
uh
Yeah. Do you
Uh,
think that Anna Wintour like disperses her stylists and designers and say talk to them, this is what I want, and like orchestrates a little bit from behind the scenes so everyone's at the same level? Or do you think like
yes.
yeah? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously
Probably.
there are like very experienced and venerable stylists who have worked with these people and whose work she's familiar with, and like they get a pass. Like,
Hmm.
La Roche is getting a pass, but like, yeah, I think there have been a lot of instances, right, where like certain celebrities have worn designers that they don't normally wear, and I think that that is Anna Wintour's influence behind the scenes.
Probably.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see her being like the Wizard of Oz behind some machine.
Just
Yeah.
like creating her perfect, beautiful dream of a red
Yeah.
carpet. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
like
Go for it.
what a
Yeah.
gift.
If you can do it, might as well, I guess, right?
It's
Yeah.
incredible stuff.
Yeah, I did see. So, and to answer your question earlier, which was like, is it supposed to be over the top or are you supposed to be able to wear it again? I did see something like I don't remember who, but someone was saying, oh, the Met Gala is for dresses that should be in a museum and are over the top and wouldn't be worn anywhere else. Um, which I
Hmm.
appreciate. I don't think that like that that is a one way to approach it. For me, it's about the overall effect. Like if you have a bunch of pieces that you can separate and, you know, they're not necessarily like bespoke and took 300,000 hours to make or whatever, which some of them do with all the beading and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
it's uh, it's whatever. I think that's fine too. For me, it's like the overall effect, whatever like Sienna Miller in the Burberry gold dress. It made sense for the theme. It also made sense for her because it was kind of like her movie that she just done with Edie about Edie Sedgwick, and it
She was very in her Edie Sedgwick era
yeah, so that made
then.
sense overall. Um, and it was like yeah, it was a little under than what people would do nowadays, but um it still like hit the theme nicely. And even I'm wondering, like even Sarah Jessica Parker might have been like underdressed, if she wore that tartan dress
My
today. I
God,
don't
don't let
know.
her hear you say
Yeah,
that.
I know. But like if she wore that tartan dress today, it like
But it's
compared to
so
like
iconic. I
well, I
mean,
know. That's the thing is like it's just a different era and like you could wear that again in theory, like if you kind of like
Oh
cut some
yeah.
of the tartan
yeah.
down. Like that's why I still love those looks. There's nothing wrong with those looks. Some people would say, no, the Met Gala is for the extreme kind of look,
Yeah.
but
Well, I remember even when Sarah Jessica Parker wore that and, seeing that and being like really excited that there was like some interesting culture coming out of it. Like there's clearly more to be done and we'll get there with, this year's Met Gala theme, but I was like, whoa, like they're actually wearing like Alexander McQueen is wearing a full tartan, a full kill like um what do you call it? The full dress tartan and like she's wearing a riff on that. And I just thought that was really cool too, because like it wasn't just some like avant-garde haute couture thing. It was something that like really speaks to like even our like shared roots of having Scottish heritage and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Love McQueen. Yeah,
even
I
back
think
then, yeah, I feel like it was a little not subversive, but it like pushed the envelope a little bit
It was
in its
definitely like
way.
not what you'd normally wear for a a glamorous red carpet look necessarily. So I think in that way it did push the envelope.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm trying to articulate.
In the US at least, yeah.
Yeah, in
yeah.
New York. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me it's like whoever like hits the theme and the dress code best like wins no matter
Mhm.
whether the look is like
Yeah.
totally simple and pared down or like completely over the top. Like the better it fits to the dress code and the theme, the better I like it.
Totally agree.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah, totally
What are
agree.
some of your least favorite Met Gala looks
Hmm.
over the years?
I feel like here's my maybe this would have been a hotter take in years previous, but like this has always been my take. I'm not, this isn't a bandwagon take. I have
Is that is that Anne
never,
Hathaway?
no.
Uh, no, Gretchen.
Honestly, like literally through tears, I've always loved everything Anne Hathaway has worn.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
it fucking sucks because she is so
But credit
statuesque
where
and
credit
beautiful.
is
Yeah.
due. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I
yeah.
Credit where
appreciate
credit is
that.
due.
You
She
can,
fucking
yeah.
looks great at a Met
Yeah.
Gala. I love it.
Yeah.
You know who I think is a
Yeah.
disaster at a Met Gala is Blake Lively.
Oh my God. I know.
Just like
I
a
totally agree.
constant embarrassment
It's
at a
not a
Met Gala.
bandwagon thing either for
No,
me.
it's so true. Like she always is like, I'm gonna be the star of this Met Gala, and it's always too much,
Yeah, I
you
always
know.
feel like, yeah, I feel like it's prom and she's arrived and
Yes.
she's like, it's time for you to vote me as queen. And
Yes.
it's just not, it's the vibe.
Yeah.
And yeah, this would have been a hotter take a year ago or
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
All the best to Blake Lively. She's just never been my favorite at these
No.
things.
And
So,
like, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, the Met Gala, you're reading the situation wrong if you think that the Met Gala is the moment to have like your look at me princess moment.
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Like it's
You're
not.
mm-hmm.
you're so right. Yeah, you're so right.
So like
That's
I feel like yeah, it's a faux pas from Blake
mhm.
Lively every single time.
You're so right. Because I probably get I mean like because I remember she did the thing, I think at Gilded Age, where she arrived in the copper and then turned it blue. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I get the concept. but it's
You're
like
not the
you're
fucking
not the star.
Mockingjay.
Yeah, you're not. Like you're not the Statue of Liberty. We're not
No.
all here to see you. Like it's kind of weird. Did someone tell you to do this, or are you just doing this? And I feel like she's just doing it.
Did Anna tell her to do that?
I
Do
mean,
we
Anna
know?
must have approved it because it wouldn't
Yeah,
have been on the red carpet
Right.
without her
yeah,
approval. Was Blake
yeah.
Lively was on the she was one of the co-chairs. I don't know if it was that year
Okay,
or another year, but
okay,
Mm.
she has, been involved in the situation, so maybe
yeah.
she had some sway.
Maybe that was
Yeah.
her being like, I am the chair, and
I am the
I
chair.
am the chair. You can all sit on my dress on
But
this
if she
set.
had come dressed as a chair, that would have been it, Like,
That would
come
have
on,
made a
Blake
lot of
Lively.
sense. Come on.
Do better.
You could do it. Yeah, it doesn't ever feel like it's about the theme. It feels like it's about her. That's the thing at the end of the
Exactly.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
It matches the theme, but it's not like anything outside of her being beautiful and special, I guess. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which she is, and all the best, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not for
Yeah.
me.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Like it makes
whatever.
me think a bit about her look at the Catholic one, which
Hmm,
was again like Queen Bee,
the crown.
whatever.
And,
Yeah,
yeah.
the crown. And one of my favorite looks at that, in addition to Rihanna, and some others, was I thought Amanda Seyfried looked like just beautiful. Like she just
Oh,
looked
she
like an
did.
angelic,
Love
like,
Fantasy Freed, yeah.
and I loved
Hybrid.
how like her look was kind of like monotone in a sense it was really simple, but it felt like she was just like a magical part of a magical night, like if that makes sense. And she wasn't like her vibes were very spot on for that
Yeah.
night,
Hmm.
like
They
she
absolutely
was
were.
like it was just beautiful. And it wasn't about her. It was about she's so ethereal and beautiful anyway, like it was
Yeah.
perfect.
It's
But
funny because it had like a similar effect to the Blake Lively thing. Like she did have a crown. It was like a beautiful dress, but
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
overdoing it, you know?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, or even yeah, like I don't even know like what if overdoing it. Again, Blake Lively, I think that was a faux pas. I think that Amanda Seyfried went for a similar theme and nailed it
yeah.
that year.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just, there are some missteps by some people sometimes. Another, like, person who's known to, like, have a faux pas at a Met Gala, one Blue Origin crew
I was
member,
gonna say Katy
Catherine
Perry.
Perry.
Everybody's saying Katy Perry. But she is pretty bad. Every year I've been like, oh, I don't
Oh,
know,
Katie.
dude.
Every
Yeah.
year as I
Yeah.
scroll from my couch or
Yeah.
wherever, I'm
She's
like,
never nailed it, you
no.
know?
No.
Yeah.
Well, here's
Nope.
one.
Is there one that you
They,
like?
well,
I haven't seen,
to
maybe I haven't seen all of them.
take it back to like the Katy Perry and Blake Lively of it all, they've
Mhm.
had some pretty like awkward moments in the media this year. Do we think
Oh.
that they are on the list?
See, that was one of my
Oh.
questions for tonight too. Like, are they gonna show?
Or like
Okay.
have they been potentially not invited?
I mean, I feel like,
Uninvited.
yeah, I feel like traditionally they're not on anyone's hate list, right? That's involved in
Like,
planning.
like Taurus hate list, essentially.
Yeah, like they're not on that hate list. So like,
But
is
we
she
don't
gonna try to?
know.
Well, yeah, you're right. Like,
Well,
is
who's
she gonna
on?
try to give them some positive press or?
All right, let's actually
That would
review
be
this
really
real quick.
generous.
I
Sorry?
don't know. I don't know if she would do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Is she
just
gonna stir the pot? She's a pot stirrer, one way or the other. So,
Also, like lately has done some things that are like a little bit racially insensitive in the past.
a
So,
little bit like getting
yeah.
married at a plantation, and then
Yeah.
her brand that she tried to launch. Do you remember what that was about? The allure of the antebellum South.
Oh, I
oh,
don't love
I
that.
didn't remember that.
Yeah.
That was over 10 years ago. It didn't last very long,
No.
No.
not surprisingly,
Yeah.
but
And I remember even like
so
before we had like, I remember she had this post once that was like LA face and Oakland booty. like on Instagram. I used to follow her, and it was like many years ago. Even back then, I was like, this feels off. Like it was, before we had like a bunch of protests and everything, people were becoming more aware of these like
Hmm.
micro problems, microaggressions, or like small indecencies. And I, even then, I was like, this doesn't feel right. I don't know, but like,
Also, like,
um,
it seems a little bit regionally
yeah,
offensive. Like, we're in the antebellum
yeah,
South, we're on
yeah.
the West Coast. Where is Blake Lively from?
I think
Connecticut,
LA.
like,
Like,
or
I always
I think
Oh
she
yeah, I
lives
think
in New
she
York,
might.
like
I
She
thought she
upstate
might.
was
New
a New
York.
Yorker.
I think she
No,
lives in
I
upstate
think
New
they
York.
live in Connecticut.
Well, they can.
Um,
Everyone lives in Connecticut. You have
yeah.
kids, you move to Connecticut, but
I
Basically, I think she's from LA though. I could be wrong.
oh, okay. I
But
mean,
I'm
like
pretty sure
originally.
she has like Southern heritage though.
Oh, okay.
You want
Okay.
me to Google this for us?
please,
Sure.
please
Because like I
continue.
think her whole family was in the business.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
don't
that's right. I think
yeah.
even her dad.
Because I don't think anyone is like itching for Katy Perry to go anywhere. Like I don't think
Except
she
for
is.
back to space.
I don't think.
Does anyone else is anyone else following how the Wendy's Twitter account is trolling her?
Oh no, that's funny.
So of nothing.
That's
Wendy's
really funny.
coming in
What
hot.
whoever is the social media manager
They're
at
just like,
Wendy's is
we're
just
gonna
like
mess with it. Like, yeah.
send
They feel about Katy Perry the way that I feel about Anne
Yeah,
Hathaway.
yeah. They're like, I have
The
the
vibes
power
are
now.
bad.
Yeah, and their response is like, we like to bring spice to the conversation. Fuck you. Sorry, you can edit that out.
I've said
I'm
the F word
not
on this
going to.
podcast all the time. There's an explicit next to our name, so if you listen to it with
Okay, so
kids.
Blake Lively was born in LA,
Hmm.
Okay.
and her mother was a talent scout, and her father was an actor. An
I
actor.
feel like I knew that.
Yeah, I feel like I knew that too. So she does come from the family. She's in the family business. She's got um like four siblings or something.
Oh.
And it looks like all of her parents and siblings work in the entertainment industry.
So it would make sense that she's not super in touch with reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, like whatever you believe about this whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing, it seems to me, and not that I've read all of the lawsuits or anything, but based on little bits I've seen, it seems like they both kind of just were a little off sometimes, and then they're like, you were off, or like, you were off, and then it just kind of like became a thing. And I also just think that like Lively was pissed that she looked bad, and wanted to blame it on someone. So
If she wanted to blame looking bad on someone, it should have been the costume designer for that movie.
well, that was her. Like she took over costume designing for that. Basically, she did that.
Like, I
That was
get
her.
that everyone loves a Carhartt, but like, come on,
Don't wear
Blake
two at
Lively.
once.
It's
And there's
enough.
also, yeah, and I think also like it was just so crazy too. Like she was wearing like $3,000 jeans and $10,000 shoes, and it's like this is not a story about your closet. Not that I like know the story, but I knew it was about domestic
I
violence. It
feel
was
like
just
it's not
weird.
about the closet.
No, no, it's
No.
supposed to be about domestic violence, I thought. So it was very bizarre. But
Also,
anyway,
I think she does live outside of New York now, Pound Ridge, New York.
yeah,
Mm.
I don't know where that is.
I think it's in the like lower Hudson Valley or just
Yeah,
outside. Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
like Sussex.
Westchester, yawn. Okay.
Yeah, anyways, so I don't know if she'll
Anyway.
be invited. I do not, I will guess no.
Could you even imagine her like, oh my God, if she is there, like I hope I hope like we're not recording in a week and we're like, oh my God, can you believe that? But like given the theme this year and
Well,
given where she got married and her many, many racial missteps, is
Hmm.
that really the best place for her to be seen right now?
I think nowhere is the best place for her to be seen right now, but I will say that her film that just came out, A Simple Favor 2, Another
Hmm.
Simple Favor,
Hmm.
um, that character is known for wearing incredible
Suits.
suits.
Yes.
So if she was kind of like continuing on a suit journey with the tailored for you, tailoring kind of like aspect of the
Mhm.
dress code, I could see that making sense. She does look good in a suit.
She looks great in a suit. I just think if she wanted to go to this Met Gala, she should have been less bitchy, but that's just me.
Yeah, well.
Or less
Do we think
racist.
that if
There's
Katy
always
Perry
next
comes,
year.
she will
Don't
wear her Blue Origin outfit, her
That's what I
spacesuit?
wanted to know.
please.
Tailoring.
What I want is for someone else to wear it as a joke. That's what I really want.
My God, we
Oh
should
my
wear
God,
them.
Yeah, we should
Halloween.
wear the Halloween. Wait, guys.
Wait, you
So
guys.
easy and good.
You
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
It's
Yeah.
right there. All right, we can
Yeah. It's
start.
right there.
We can start on this now.
Um, but no, so I guess maybe I'm being unfair to Blake Lively. I don't know these people. I don't know. She just comes off as a little bit like it just rubs me
I
the wrong
know,
way.
and
Yeah.
people say like, "Oh, it's like women hating on women, not liking Blake
Eh,
Lively," and I'm like,
Feminism
"No,
allows us to not like people for
I'm not
whatever
a,
reason we
I'm
choose.
right, and I'm allowed to not like people that have, different things that I wouldn't like about them if I heard
Yeah.
about them from a friend, that knew him in person."
Yeah, and
So,
sisterhood, so to speak, does not outweigh racism. Like you have to be able to call people out and stuff.
Yeah.
But
As a
anyways,
person who is well known to dislike people for absolutely no reason at all, I don't have a single problem with it.
yes, thank you for the permission to
thank you,
dislike.
Rachel, for
Yes,
reminding us to be
yeah.
unapologetic
Yeah.
about who we genuinely dislike.
Be brave, guys.
I'm being brave. Oh no, look
I'm
at this
so
little one.
brave.
Oh, she wants to talk.
Oh,
Oh,
Do you want to talk about the Met Gala? Oh,
hi,
okay.
Lila.
She's out of water. She's gonna yell
Oh,
at me,
well,
but
yes.
she's
I
so
gotta.
smart.
She is very smart. Yes.
Did she talk to you? She just told you she's out of water. She's like, Ma.
Yeah. Do you hear her? I'm gonna take a pause and get her some water. Hold on.
Yeah, I think we can get through a lot of this
Yeah.
because here's what we know about this year's Met Gala. Like almost nothing. And that's why we love
Yeah.
the Met Gala because it's always a surprise. We know the theme, which
Mhm.
is super fine tailoring black style.
Yes.
And we know the dress code, which is tailored for you, which like literally could mean anything.
Anything.
But
Yeah.
I feel like it's like slightly less nebulous than some previous Met Gala dress codes have been. And I think
Like
it's
last
because
year's, yeah.
Mhm.
I think that they probably have tried to like drill down on the clarity a little bit more because of how deeply and concerningly the Kardashians have been misinterpreting the theme, not Kim, but all of the like other tertiary Kardashians have been just like absolutely butchering the dress code to the Met Gala for the past 10 years. And I feel
Yes.
like Anna
Yeah.
Wintour has had enough. She has
Yeah.
said, wear a suit, and that is it.
So, yeah, so this is really exciting. And I mean, we're saying this, we have to acknowledge that we're talking about this as three white women.
Mhm.
We're coming at it from a certain perspective,
Yeah.
and
Well, our knowledge is limited.
our
Please
We're
knowledge
here to
is
learn.
limited. We're
Yeah.
here to
We're here to
learn.
learn.
Yeah.
We're here to learn, but we are genuinely excited to see this dress code and this theme, because who doesn't love, a well-tailored suit? And we love to see, sounds like it's aimed at like African American, history and tailoring, but I'm not sure if I'm misinterpreting
I
that.
think Black history in general. I think European to American, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's drawing in. So what I'm seeing is it's drawing inspiration from Monica L. Miller's 2009 book. I want to give credit where credit is due. Called "Slaves to Fashion: Black Dandyism and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity," which I
Diaspora.
Diasporic?
Rachel, I think you
Diasporic?
mentioned this a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
So And it
And
looks
she's a
like,
co-curator of the
oh,
exhibition, right?
good. And
Hmm.
it also looks like there are 12 sections, one of which represents each of which represents. Oh, she's on my back now. Lilac, can you see her? Um,
Lilac is excited too.
yeah, she's
She was like,
in
I'm
the.
a co-curator of this podcast.
I get to be part of it too. I'm also a Sophalite. So ownership, presence, distinction, disguise, freedom, champion, respectability, juk, which is defined in Zora Neale Hurston's Characteristics of Negro Expression, which is an essay and also reference. And that's for the exhibition. Heritage, beauty, cool, and cosmopolitanism. So that's very interesting. Could you take any of those?
I mean, that really
Yeah.
kind of covers
Hmm.
like style.
Yeah, for sure. So
I
basically
think
Yeah.
everything.
I think she's done it.
Yeah.
I think she's defined style generally, but it'll be
Yeah.
really interesting to see how this is interpreted and by, all of these guests. The host committee is an absolute
Stacked.
kind of like, yeah, it's absolutely stacked. It's a who's who of just like, Pulitzer Prize winning poets and also playwrights
Mhm.
and also Andre 3000 and
I love to see Andre
God bless
3000.
them.
Yeah.
Robbed at the Grammys.
I know. I
Audra
know.
McDonald, like a real New
Janelle
York treasure.
Monáe. Yeah. Tyler
Yeah.
Usher.
That's
And
really interesting.
Usher.
Usher's
Usher's
an
such a good
interesting
choice.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I love Usher, don't get me wrong. I am worried about what's going to happen when the Diddy thing comes out
Well,
with
that's why I
Usher.
think it's an interesting choice. And this is all very interesting because if this had happened, what, 5 years ago, Diddy would be on this. Not to, I don't want to turn this into a true
Maybe
crime
Jay-Z.
discussion.
Yeah.
Maybe who?
Jay-Z as well, but Jay-Z's too
Yeah.
good.
And I think Jay-Z's too, what's the word? Too controversial right now. And I have no idea. I mean, like, really, I have no idea.
Guys, I don't think they've been at the gala in a long time. And
Have
part of
they
it,
not?
yeah, and part of it is because remember when they had that thing in the elevator came out about that was at the Met
Was that
Gala.
at the Met Gala?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, that was ages ago. That was in like
Oh,
2007.
Yeah, I know, but it looks like she hasn't been there since 2016.
Oh.
But she did such iconic looks before that. Like all of her looks are like very well
yeah.
like remembered. I'm actually shocked because I thought she was there like recently.
I
So
really do feel like, yeah, I thought that she was there because I was remembering all of these earlier
It
looks,
was
I
yeah.
the
guess.
2014 Met Gala that they had their infamous elevator fight. Jay-Z,
Mm,
Solange, and
mm,
Beyonce, all
yeah.
caught on video. Yes.
And then they were not invited back.
Oh my God.
Oh, how
Interesting.
Has
interesting.
Solange been there since?
I don't
Probably
know.
not.
Probably not.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, probably not. I feel like, yeah, she was kind of
Wow.
like the aggressor in that
Yeah.
situation. So,
She was the one hitting Jay-Z for sure. Um,
She was.
yeah. But she
so
had that last dress she did I thought was great at 2016, the Manus Ex Machina fashion in the
yes.
ancient technology. I loved
Ah.
that one. I thought that was quite nice. But
She's one who
anyway,
I think always looks beautiful and
yeah.
also always looks like Beyonce. So like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not like, oh, this was definitely a Met Gala look and she would never wear that on any other red carpet. Like she
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
would, which
Yeah.
is maybe why I thought that she had been at the Met Gala all these years
No,
because I was remembering like her Grammys dress or her Oscars dress or
yeah, I can see that
Yeah.
because you're totally right. Like she still stays true to herself. Rihanna, all her looks are very Rihanna, but she'd never wear those anywhere else,
no, Rihanna
Um,
is absolutely the queen of
yeah,
Met Gala
yeah,
dressing.
yeah,
She's one who
Yeah.
always hits the theme, always hits the dress code, always looks incredible.
And her partner,
Yeah.
A$AP Rocky, is one of the co-chairs. So, um,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. So, and then the
Yes.
co-chairs are Coleman Domingo, perfect. He's killing it right now. Love him.
He
Really
is.
killing
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Lewis Hamilton, I do not know, but apparently Formula One driver, according to
What's
our list.
Formula One?
It's
It's
like
like cars.
British NASCAR. I mean, European
British
NASCAR. No,
NASCAR.
European NASCAR. Sorry.
Euro NASCAR.
Right?
Oh.
I don't know. I
I
thought
don't it's cars. I don't
it's
know.
cars. It's
It's
car
cars.
racing.
I
Um,
think Brad Pitt
Cars.
is making a movie. We'll all know after it comes out what
yeah, yeah.
Formula One is.
I'm trying to think of this
Okay.
is silly, but I'm trying to think of Ricky Bobby. There was that one Sacha Baron Cohen who was like the British, like
Oh,
the Italian or Spanish
he was
driver.
French and he had come from
But
Formula One to
I thought I'm
the
trying to remember if it was Formula One. I think it was. Yeah,
maybe it could
yeah. I don't know,
be.
All
but
right.
um, Pharrell Williams, uh, and Anna Wintour, and then honorary chair LeBron James. So we'll see if he can make it.
Well,
There,
hopefully he can
LeBron
make it.
always dresses to a T, so I can see
mm-hmm,
why he's an honorary co-chair, even if he can't make it.
mm-hmm, yeah, for sure.
Yes. So best of
Yeah,
luck to him with basketball, but we really hope to see him at the Met Gala.
yeah. We
I
hope
was
you do
just.
well at your job, but we'd love to see you at the Met Gala. Um, I And then I do want to mention some host committee members. Dochi, she's killing it this year too.
Will
Excellent
Yeah,
she
this
choice.
wear Tom
is
Brown?
her year.
I feel
Mm,
like Tom Brown is constantly killing it at the Met Gala, and Doechii was killing it in Tom Brown, and that's what I want on my bingo
yeah.
card for
Hmm.
the red carpet.
I love that. I love that. Um, I also love that Audra McDonald is going. She's like a New York institution.
What a treasure.
Yeah, she's a treasure. Or she's one of the hosts chair committees.
Yes, host
Um,
committee. This is a huge host committee.
it's a huge host committee. Is everyone there African American or African descent? Like
I
black?
don't know.
It seems like
I
it.
I mean, it seems
think,
like it.
Based on everyone I know.
based on
Yeah.
everyone I know, I would say yes,
It's a
but
couple that I don't know, but
yeah.
it seems like yes. It would make sense. I mean, the only one who's not so far is Anna Wintour that I know.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
She's not about to not co-chair
I
this
know.
year,
She's not about to
so.
skip one, God forbid. Um, but it would make sense, and I like that they're doing that. So,
And
um,
then go. How do you pronounce her name? She's
Ngozi Adichie, the girl
Ngozi Adichie.
from I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm just guessing. The girl from The Bear.
yeah.
She's from what?
The Bear. Isn't she from The Bear?
Oh, that's Aowa Debris.
Oh
No,
shoot.
Ngozi Adichie. She wrote this book, We Should All Be Feminists,
Oh, okay.
which I have, and I do believe she makes an appearance on one of Beyonce's albums. I mean, just like her speaking. So it's interesting that
I thought that was someone else. Okay.
I
I have that
think
mixed up. I have it all mixed up. I think you're right. I think you're
I'm.
right. Because she
You
was like,
think I'm right?
we're taught to make women smaller. Yeah. Like,
Yes.
yeah, that could, yeah. That speech.
Yes. So.
Um, and then, oh, Io, yeah, she's the one from The Bear, right?
Yes, and
And
she
she is
has
good.
been killing it in
Yeah.
Loewe
Ooh,
recently.
okay.
So we'll see what she wears. But
Yeah.
she looks absolutely amazing in clothes, so I'm
Yeah.
super excited to see her.
Yeah, me too. But, um, yeah, I think this list looks like everyone is black, which is amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
this is a
yeah,
great list. Can't
yeah,
wait to see what
Hmm.
Tyla wears,
yeah.
obviously.
Tyler's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Kind of can't wait to see what Usher wears. He's just like
yeah,
I
kind
was
of a
gonna
handsome
say,
guy.
yeah.
yeah. And he just did I guess last year, it feels like just happened, but he did the halftime show last year, right? So he's had a good
Mm-hmm.
couple years. He's going strong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, any other thoughts? I'm just excited about this to happen. Oh, we do want to know, yes, it does cost $75,000 to get a ticket now.
Which is
So
why we are not going. Just
no longer $600.
That's the only reason. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
it's
the only
not that we
reason.
don't support the Met.
We do
It
support
wasn't
the
in the
Met.
budget
When
this
I go to the
year.
Met, it is optional to give money or not. You can get in for free if you so choose.
As a New York State resident,
Oh, really? I thought it was for everyone. Okay, as a New York State resident.
I think it's
Um,
just for New Yorkers,
that
like they
makes
ask.
yeah. Um, but I always give them money, even if I'm really, really poor. I'll give them something. And I love the Met. So, and also last year was it? They had that little rat go up the red carpet steps. Do you remember that?
It was a rat?
There was a rat that went up like a New York
I
City
do
rat,
kind of
like
remember
whatever
that.
stuff.
It's very New York.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this is so New York.
Just in case anyone
Yeah.
forgot where they were.
Yeah. There's been a lot of rats recently, ever since COVID. They're all
Oh
over.
God, yes, they've
Um,
taken back over that. Well, I think that there are some measures in place now
yeah. Yeah.
to be dealing with the rats, similar to the measures put in place in my attic to deal with the hornets.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and it's funny because I, as much as New York has such a, stratification of wealth and stuff, everyone gets rats and everyone gets cockroaches, no matter how rich you are. They're always going to be there. So
So true.
it's a nice reminder that even at the Met Gala, a rat can go up the red carpet.
The great equalizer.
I thought that was really funny when that happened. Like it went straight up the
Yeah,
middle.
I
It was
was
not
like,
afraid of
yes.
anything. It was like, I'm just going. Yeah. Yeah. It was really funny.
And no one was about to run and stop it, you
No,
know?
no one wants to touch that.
No,
Yeah.
No one should touch it.
no one should
Yeah.
touch it, and
Do you
nobody can
think
like
this year
move in
they'll
their
have an
dresses
exterminator?
anyway.
I know.
Yeah. I
Will
think
they have an exterminator on hand
that's
this year?
funny. Oh no, don't kill the little rat. He just wants to be fashionable, or she.
Yeah, he just wants
Don't
to
let
see the exhibit.
Yeah.
PETA, take note.
Yeah, Peter, don't let them kill the rats.
Yeah,
I mean, I know we don't like rats, but not let them in the Met Gala if they want to go. Let them have like one
right?
more last hurrah before someone gets it. You know?
I mean, the most fabulous place in New York that you could be exterminated as a rat is on the Met Gala red carpet.
That's
Like,
true. I
what a
do
way to
wonder how.
go.
I wonder how they control rats in the Met Museum because you can't use pesticides probably on certain art. I don't know.
Oh, I think they probably have their ways.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm just curious. It's an
Really
interesting
tight door
thought.
frames. I don't
Doesn't
know.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Well,
They get in. They
they
find
get
their
in,
ways.
but they don't want the art, they want some food. So generally, if you have, this is my like urban planning and civil engineering knowledge coming to bear on this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
If you have your trash in a way that is like secured and like away from your building and like is regularly picked up, generally rats will be less of a problem. It's where there's like a lot of trash sitting around for long periods of time, or it's like scattered around.
Yeah.
Like the
Or
trash
food
is
on
what
the
brings the
street.
rats. Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
it's different. It's interesting because mice will eat anything. They will eat paper napkins. They'll eat anything they can find.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
trash.
Well,
That's where
also
you
like,
find paper napkins.
well, no, like sometimes I keep a drawer of them, and then one day I had a mice infestation because they were just like eating there and then making a
Oh,
nest.
they make it
So,
into a nest. Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
eat anything else they can. So
I don't
that
even
was,
want to think about mice. I'm too traumatized from living in a series of old houses.
well,
Well, speaking about, if we can shift gears to something that I think kind of a little bit maybe has bearing on the Met Gala theme, at least, and also like somebody you may not want in your house, like a mouse, vampires.
yes,
You don't want those guys in
vampires
your
are
house, but
super.
you definitely want to go see the movie Sinners.
Oh, I want to
Oh
see it
yes,
so
don't tell
badly.
me. I'm supposed to
Don't
see
tell
it next
me.
week. Yeah. You know how
I
crowded
won't
it's been
spoil it.
impossible to get a ticket in LA. I'm
This is amazing.
yeah.
This is such great
Yeah.
Did you
news.
see?
It's
Even Tom
impossible.
Cruise was in there, like holding his ticket. He's like, "Go see Sinners, guys. It's so good."
Yeah,
Honestly,
no.
it's the bar is low, but it's the best movie I've seen this year. And
Awesome.
I think that it should be in contention for Oscars. I
Okay,
thought
that was my
that it was
question. Like,
incredible.
I'm sure
when
it
do we
will.
start
Yeah.
talking about potential
Oh,
Oscar
did you see this?
nominees?
Actually, speaking of Oscars, they have now required all voters to watch the movie. They did not require
I
that
told
before.
you. I
I
told you
know,
that in the wake of
yeah.
this
They don't
fucking
require you to watch the movie that you vote on.
disaster
It's
that they
literally
would start
news. Yeah.
requiring it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
knew that when what is it, Amelia Perez was nominated for so many Oscars, we knew nobody watched it.
No.
We're like, there's no way you watched this movie and then put
No.
that on your ballot.
No, there's no way.
So
Yeah, so
good
that's
for
good
them for
news.
finally
Yeah.
standing up. Although I do know a couple of Oscar voters, and I can tell you that like they don't have time to watch all,
Well, like,
like you
when
can't
do you
watch all
watch
10.
75 movies? Like, I don't
No.
understand.
So
Yeah.
like what it's going to do is it's going to like decrease the number of people that are eligible to vote, and
Mm.
we'll see how it shakes out.
Well, what does the rule say? Like if you vote in that category, you have to watch all those movies, or like is it if you
Yes.
vote at all, you have to
I don't
watch
know.
them
And how do
all?
you prove it?
You have, so everybody has like a screener link, and it
Oh.
verifies that you have screened the movie on your screener link, or you can like go to an approved screening and like have it checked off your thing if you've seen it
Okay.
at a
So I
screening.
guess you could just like turn on while you're watching dinner and like listen to it.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
this is
Gretchen,
what I
don't give
do.
people any
They've thought of this
ideas.
already. This is not a new idea.
No, people should take their voting rights seriously
I know, but
for
like, what do you do if you
things.
have a
You're so
full-time
right.
job and kids? Like, that's
I
hard.
don't know. You hire a babysitter and you make time. Like, you wait till they go to bed, you give them Sudafed
Yeah,
and have them.
with great with great
We don't
with great
endorse
power
drugging
comes
your
great
children.
I
responsibility.
was I was being sarcastic.
Give them Sudafed.
I don't endorse drugging anyone's children
No, I mean,
unless
yeah,
they need
you're right.
antibiotics or something.
No,
I'm just saying, like,
you're
you
right.
figure it out.
If you're the tastemakers of the world, you have to watch the movie. Make time, I
Do you
guess.
think
Yes.
Rihanna and ASAP Rocky are like, oh, we can't do the
They're
Met
not voting.
Gala? I don't know, but if
Oh,
they were, my point is like they're gonna make the Met Gala work because it's important to them. And so if your voting rights are important to you, make it work.
all right, I'm gonna bring this up again. If and when you ever have kids, and you're like, I can't have time for this. Gonna be like, make it work. Are you voting for it? It's
Listen.
important.
No, I'm with
Listen.
Stephanie. In the time it takes Rihanna and Rocky to go to the Met Gala, they could have watched all 10 Best Picture
True.
nominees.
All
So,
you gotta do is get a hotel room for the weekend and have your mom watch the kids for the weekend.
God, that's my dream.
There's
Honestly,
apps now to find babysitters. Like, I don't know. I mean,
All right.
I
Wait, oh,
mean, you
next year I'm going to babysit your kids for a weekend, Rachel, while you and Manny go watch all the Oscar movies, and
oh
then
my
you can
God,
go.
that
Gretchen,
is the greatest gift anybody
Gretchen,
could possibly
I
give
don't
to a
mind.
she's
person.
not gonna forget,
I don't
Gretchen.
mind. I like kids. I like her kids too. I don't
They
I
mind.
like
love
her
Aunt
kids
Gretch.
too.
I will leave tired. I will leave upset, but that will be
Okay,
okay. Daisy is the funniest person I've ever
I'm
met.
giving a soft I'm giving you a soft like support, like I'm gonna come support you.
Yay.
But like I'm not fully committing yet because I don't like to commit to things I can't see through and
I
I
know.
don't
I
know.
probably overcommit, but
You do.
Rachel,
But
shut up. Rachel's
I love this for me.
Rachel's daughter is like one of the funniest people in the world. Like
she
one,
is
we were
hilarious.
making cookies the other like last over Christmas, and
The other
Rachel
day at
the other
Christmas.
day, Rachel did like a stamp roll thing, and she goes, "I hate it. Throw it out. Like, put it in the trash." And Maddie and Rachel were like, "That's not very nice." And she's like, "Put it in the trash." He's like, "Put it in the trash." And they're like, "That's not very nice at
Oh my
all."
God. Daisy is pure id.
And Moses is like so well behaved and polite. Yeah, I know
He's
it's
a
funny.
perfect angel. Daisy,
Yeah.
but you never know which Daisy you're gonna get.
Oh, that's so cute. And then there was this one video of her. I will stop talking about kids, but this one video of her that Manny took where she's like, we went on this walk and it was so long, but it was delightful, but it was so long, but it was delightful too. And it was just like, she just like
She was
couldn't
so
just,
mad.
she was so mad, but she was like talking about how delightful it was too. It was so funny. She's like, it was beautiful, it was nice, the leaves were beautiful, but it was so long.
Taking forever.
It took so long.
Shoot it. Throw it out.
He's like, "Put it in the
Oh my
trash."
God.
And then, yeah.
That's how I feel about all of Katy Perry's Met Gala.
I think we have two modes. Either I hate it, put it in the trash. It will be our worst dress.
Yes.
Or
Or
it was long
Or
but
it was
delightful.
delightful.
those will be our best dress. Yeah, yeah. All right, now we know how we're gonna judge this.
It
Oh
was
my God.
delightful.
I can't wait. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to be delighted by this Met Gala. I
Yeah.
have such high hopes,
Yeah.
Me
and
too. Me too.
Yeah.
I love something that's just pure spectacle,
Yeah.
and I'm
Same.
so excited.
Yeah. Yay. Yeah. All right. Any last thoughts? Any other things that are getting us off the couch besides Met Gala parties to come? How is Eurovision going? Has that started yet?
It so
Uh,
the contestants have been chosen, and
Okay.
I think that maybe it's a little bit like the Oscars. I don't know. Eurovision is just like fascinating and baffling to me. I don't totally know, but I've been seeing a lot of videos, and I think that maybe people kind of like lobby for their particular songs, and they get them out there, they get the videos out there, and they try to kind of like get the
Mm.
votes or whatever.
Okay.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
And I am seeing that there's a semifinal.
I
There's
think it's
one
like
the
right after
13th.
the Met Gala, like
Yeah,
the
one the
next
13th, one the
weekend.
15th. You're right. Yeah, and the final one's on the 17th. So, yeah, so
So
we
we'll
got
be
lots
watching
of
the
stuff
feed
happening. Yeah.
for Eurovision. I'm very
So
excited.
it will go in the trash or it'll be delightful or somewhere in between.
I hate it. Put it in the trash.
Or it'll be sweet little Moses just politely decorating his cookies to the side.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining
Thanks
us.
for
As
joining.
always, if you have thoughts about this Met Gala and you are a more knowledgeable person than we are about the theme and about everything that goes into it, please get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you.
We want to know more.
Yeah.
nysofalites@gmail.com. And you can always follow us on Instagram at nysofalites. You can follow us on Spotify. And you can follow us on YouTube. And you can interact with us in all of those places. We would love to hear from you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you guys. And we'll be here next week talking all about the Met Gala because it will have
Yay,
happened
Met
by
Gala.
then. Wow. Time flies. Okay.
Gretchen's mind is blown.
Yeah. Here I am. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.